Hey guys, welcome. Eric James here with Roaming Romances, and in this video I wanted to share straight to the point about how I started to travel long term and basically live overseas while bouncing around to different countries. And the first thing you have to understand is that you have to put yourself in a position to travel long term. It won't happen by accident. In fact, the system is not designed to allow you or even give you permission to go travel overseas and live your dreams. You'll have to break the constraints on you. Most guys that want to go and travel overseas, the dating's pretty good, but there are a lot of other factors that go into it. The cost of living, the quality and the health of your lifestyle, the food is better. So in order to travel long term, you do have to put yourself in a position to do that, which really requires the pursuit of three things. The first thing is geographical freedom, so that you are not tied to a specific location. And the second thing is freedom in time zones. I know guys who have lived overseas but are tied to a North American time zone. For example, a buddy that I had in the Philippines, well, he was tied to a North American time zone. So he had to work from 8 p.m. until 5 a.m., which really stunk. But really, this leads us to the third thing, which I think the first two are actually relying upon. The third thing is an ability to make money online or remotely to financially support yourself. And yes, there are some jobs that allow you to work remotely or work from home. I used to have one allow me from work from home, not geographically independent, but I do think corporate America, corporate companies are really starting to reel that back in. But pursuing these three things is really playing the long game. And it's the one that I've pursued successfully really at the start back in 2019 when I first started traveling. But the good news is there are much quicker routes to living overseas long term, and you can combine several different methods like I did at the start. For one, you can start reducing your expenses, get roommates, or live with mom, take overtime shifts at work, save, get out of debt, and then maybe go and take a long-term trip, maybe like 3 months. And then after that's done, go back home, start the cycle again, start earning some more money, then go take another long-term trip. And then while you're on a trip, don't just waste all that time. Always have something to be working on. Have some passive income endeavors or be building something online so that you can live and work overseas. And then maybe you just have to repeat that cycle for a few years like I did. And I call that working seasonal jobs and then taking sabbatical breaks. But probably the quickest way of all is to get a TEFL. That's a TEFL, Teaching English as a Foreign Language certification. That usually takes a few months, maybe like 10 weeks to get that certification, and then you get in the job hunt. But you'll lose a lot of your flexibility and your geographical location, geographical freedom if you get a job like that. Guys, let me know in the comments if you have any experience with that. And you guys know, this path is not easy, but be grateful it's not easy, because if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. And honestly, there aren't too many guys my age out here traveling the world, living overseas. Most of the guys I know are older and retired. Listen, I love those guys. Most of my best buddies are older retired friends. But the secret I mentioned there in the intro, and I cannot believe more people don't mention this, is that traveling overseas is very expensive. I get it. But living overseas is not. And that's because the bookends of your trips, that's the start and the end, are very expensive. Even going down to the Dominican Republic, the flights, the airport taxi rides, you're eating at the restaurants, the hotels, everything's very expensive. But once you get past all of that, and if you're able to stay long term and live overseas, it starts to become a lot cheaper than the United States or whatever Western country you come from. And I always like to bring up Vietnam because when I was back in Da Nang, just my normal routine was like under $1,500 a month. I had a nice apartment for $410. I'd go downstairs to eat for $2 or $3. Walk down the beach, swim a little bit. By the way, that's a free activity. And remember, places change over time. I remember back when Medellin, Colombia seemed very cheap, and then all of a sudden it wasn't. A couple years later, it seemed like basically the prices had all doubled. But really, what I call this secret is I call the 3 golden months. And if you can get to a city overseas and stay for 3 months, you'll get the monthly discounted rate on an apartment. You can find them online. Always check out an apartment before committing to it, because you can only see it with your eyes. You lose your senses. You can't hear it or smell it, right? want to be able to hear and smell your apartment before you book it. And then at the end of 3 months, a really beautiful thing will happen. You'll have a network of friends of both expats and locals. You'll know how to navigate all around the city. You'll have your favorite restaurants. So the next time you get back to that city, people will remember you. And I've created these little, with the 3 golden months, these little hubs around the world for myself, even before I could do it full time. Because when I started traveling back in 2019, I would take these 3-month trips out to Cebu City, Philippines, or Bangkok, or Medellin, Colombia, using the 3 golden months formula. So I hope that video excites you. It should inspire you. It's, if I can do it, you can do it. It's really not that hard. You know, start reducing your expenses and saving your money. Go and take some nice long-term trips, and then go back and start saving your money again, while at the same time trying to build something online. And thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you want, please like the video and consider subscribing to the channel, and I'll see you soon. Ciao.